Most coaching is based on the premise that there's something wrong, that something needs to be fixed with a person. That's not what I'm incorporating into my practice. My practice is more about the person arrives and says, I'd like to do something different in my life. There's nothing wrong per se. There's nothing that needs to be fixed per se. It's what is it that we'd like to see shift in the current situation. Sometimes people reach a part of their life and they suddenly wake up and they say to themselves, I'm not exactly sure how I got here. I'm not even sure if there is such a thing as a typical coaching session. Everybody's unique, so when folks show up, there's always going to be the unpredictable that's going to happen in a session. But generally there are three very important things that I'm looking out for each session. It's part of my job and why I'm there. The first thing in a coaching session is that we're going to be looking out for what that purpose, what that intention, what their goal is. The second thing is, once we've identified an intention, really we're going to be looking at the scaffolding of that person's life and the support structures and all of the frameworks. We're going to be looking for the resources and the options that they have in their life to start to move towards that intention. Often there's skill building that has to be done. Now, that's sort of at the very basic level of what you can do with a coach or a mentor is to do some of that skill building. As you move further and further towards the intention or the goal, what you'll notice is that you're actually building a new plan. You're actually building a path for yourself that can incorporate what you've already done, but move you closer and closer to something that's really going to bring fulfillment and satisfaction, and dare I say it, happiness into your life. The third thing that I'm looking out for, and that's part of my job, is to create the conditions under which there might be a transformative experience. Those conditions, you know, these are things that you don't know until you're working with the person, but they're there. They're always there. Every single coaching session that I have been in for 10 years now, since I've been doing this, there always comes that moment where there are those ideal conditions where somebody can transform, meaning they can shift from where they were to where they want to go. Now, I'm smiling when I say this because, you know, transformation, oh, that's going to sound a little, you know, dare I say it, new age or woo-woo or something. And really what transformation is it's going from one place to another. That's all that it is. So without putting big words on it and, you know, ooh, having people step away from it just a little bit, it's really, oh, here's another word I like. It's really alchemy. Everybody is completely unique, and when they walk through the door, they bring all of themselves with them. They bring the fender bender they got into that morning. They bring the two different colored socks that they put on by accident. They bring the argument that they had with their boss. They walk through the door with all of themselves intact, both their problems and their joys and their bliss. And so, no, I can't answer that question. Is there a typical client? The one thing I can do, however, is I can say that over the years, I've noticed that there is one thing that seems to be common in all of my clients, and that's that they have this spark of adventure. I would want you to know as a client that there is the Western science, the Western medicine approach, and I've learned that. There's also other methodologies that can be brought to bear to help an individual have alchemy, have magic, have that mysterious spark happen that can move them from point A to point B. I'm looking for a fusion of all of the different methodologies, ancient technologies, and ways of healing. It could be energy work, it could be drumming, it could be standing in circle, in council, in elders' council, to discern and to decide for ourselves what is wisdom in any one moment. The short answer is because we believe it will. That's the short answer. Coaching works because somebody makes a phone call. It might have taken them a day, 2 days to make up their mind after they talk to me. In one case, I have someone who called me a year after the first conversation that we had and said, I remember it said, I don't know if you remember me, but today's the day. I'm ready. Let's go. And I think that that's one of the most essential things. You have to be ready for the work. You have to be ready, willing, and able. In the end, I'm just a partner, and I'll partner with you. I'll walk alongside you for a period of time. And eventually the training wheels will come off, and you're going to go off on your own. And that's the moment when someone sends me, I've gotten text messages, I've gotten phone calls, and I can hear it in their voice. That was the moment. They got what it was that they set out to get. They embarked on that new path, and the thrill of being co-pilot at that moment is priceless.